Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andriy Lysenko, Colonel Andriy Lysenko, the official spokesperson for the Information Analysis Center of National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine. Thank you.
Again, good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. The situation in ATO zone on the territory of Donetsk and Lugansk regions is still very tense. The situation is getting more acute in Mariupolsky region because the Novozovsk is blocked by terrorists and Russian military. The ATO forces are at the border, Komsomolsk-Razdolne of Donetsk region, and that allows to provide assistance to the units of Ukrainian law enforcement bodies who are leaving from the encirclement near Ilovaisk. The armed forces of Ukraine ensure the continuing service at the checkpoints around Mariupol of Donetsk region. The reinforced post of Ukrainian army is set up, and that does not allow the enemy to get to Zaporizhia and Khersonska region. The armed forces of Ukraine and the battalions of territorial defense continue to do the special works, reinforcing their positions. The people from the city of Mariupol, the local businessmen, the displaced persons, the representatives of mass media, and others, they continue to build the reinforcement around Mariupol. At the test field of armed forces of Ukraine, Divichki in Kiev region, the exercise of militaries continues, and every day the military equipment is being restored, modernized, and repaired, and we see that all the forces are now sent to the zone of ATO. As to the situation in the settlements, in most of the settlements of Donetsk and Lugansk regions, the professional Russian military arrived to replace the militants, and they do not hide that they are part of the armed forces of Russian Federation. In Lugansk, they were fixed the military with the insignia of armed forces of Russian Federation. They organize and control the corridors of supplying military equipment to Ukraine. In Donetsk, the Grad systems are shooting at militants at night, and the petroleum base is destroyed. In Petrovsky, the residential that's because of the shooting of the militants in Petrovsky region of the city of Donetsk. The residential house and the medical point of the mine has been destroyed. In Gorlivka, in the school, up to 2 dozens of armed militants brought with them the scared students of first grade, children of first grade, and in front of the numerous Russian TV cameras, they forced the children to imitate the 1st of September as a happy beginning of a new year. But according to the witnesses, the children were not in the school, and this performance was organized for Russian viewers. All schools of Mariupol, despite the military actions, started in organizational manner their educational year. The international support of Ukraine. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Germany, Steinmeier, stated that moving of Russian forces in direction of Mariupol is the grounds to consider possible options for strengthening the political and economic pressure on Russian Federation. According to Steinmeier, Russia can try to occupy some territories of southern eastern parts of Ukraine to establish the communication with Crimea. In the context of that, the German side does not exclude the possibility of military confrontation between Ukraine and Russia. Berlin is interested in avoiding such scenario because this will become the reason for split of Europe. Vice Chancellor of Germany, Mr. Gabriel, stated that without the pressure on the leadership of Russia, the crisis in Ukraine can become a significant threat for Europe. According to him, the situation when one country is threatening its neighbors and that has no reaction is unacceptable situation. Today, the head of European Council, Tusk, recognized that in Ukraine the war is going on, that he called upon all Europe to protect its ally. Now it's not the time for words and optimism, because the expression the war should not continue is in confrontation with what's happening in the east of Ukraine. I can tell that no one can block our initiatives which are directed to what successful activity of NATO. Looking at the tragedy of Ukrainians, looking at war, we need to use this word. We know that the September of 1939 cannot be repeated, stated Tusk. Anders Fogh Rasmussen during the press conference stated that for a long time NATO looked at Russia as a partner. We hoped for a full-scale strategic partnership with Russia. However, now we cannot be naive, because looking at their actions, we understand that Russia considers us to be enemy. That is all the information I have to share with you. Thank you for attention. Questions?